Alright, so this is how to make a simple animation in Unity. So right here I have a new project that I just created, and it just has the main camera and the directional. I haven't like added anything yet. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the object that I'm gonna do the animation to. I'm gonna add a cube, and I'm gonna call it animated cube. The name doesn't really matter. You can do this with any object or any shape model. And so in the cube, what you're gonna do is you're gonna click add component and then search for animation and then click on it, and it's gonna add this animation clip thing. And so now in the assets folder, click on create and then animation, and then title your animation something. I'm gonna call it cube animation. And so now drag it, don't drag it here, but drag it into the cube object. And so that's gonna create the animator. It's gonna create an animator here, and it's also gonna give it an animator in the inspector. It's gonna also probably open this tab, which is gonna just have this, and that's the animator for your cube. Now, when you select cube and go to animation, it should automatically select the animation that you have. If it doesn't select it, then just click on here and then select the animation. And now you can like add properties here, which are going to be the properties that are going to change throughout the animation. So you can like choose transform, a position, and then click on the plus, and that's going to add position. So I'm going to remove it. What I usually do is I just press on the record button. It's this red circle, and then I change the properties that I want to change. And that automatically adds the properties to here. And so when this button is pressed, it's gonna automatically record everything you do in the inspector to the object, like wherever you move it and wherever it is, whatever rotation it has. You can move this line here to whatever time you want it to take for the animation, and then once you drag it to a certain time, like I'm gonna make something happen in 1 second. And then I'm gonna change one of the values, like I'm gonna make it move up. And so now over this 1 second, it's gonna move up by one coordinate point. And so if I want to make it move back down, then I'm gonna put it here. And it's gonna automatically make some of these dots, and it's gonna now be moving both up and down. And it's gonna have this like smooth animation. And once you're done changing the values, you can also like change the box collider. Like you can make it have a box collider here, but not have a box collider here. You can do that with anything. Like you can get rid of the mesh renderer, and so it's gonna have a mesh renderer, and that's no longer gonna render after that. I don't need that right now. I'm just gonna remove them. But basically, after you're done changing all the parameters, you just click on this red circle again, and now you have your animation. It's just gonna automatically play when you click on the play button. And now you have your animation. Except right now, it just plays automatically. So now I'm actually gonna explain to you how to make a script to make an animation happen. So first of all, I'm gonna create some folders because I need to better organize stuff. I definitely recommend doing this. Make an animation folder for all my animation stuff, and make a scripts folder. And in the scripts folder, I'm gonna create and C# script. And I'm gonna call it animation script. Now I'm gonna drag the script onto my animated cube. Oh, it's gonna take some time to load. But I'm gonna drag the script onto my animated cube object. Okay, yeah, that can happen. I don't know why that happens personally. So I don't really know how to fix that other than to just delete the script and make it and to use another way of making a script. I don't really know why that happens personally, but a way you can prevent this is just clicking add component and just making the script in here, so it automatically gets added to the object. I'm gonna call it animation script. Create an add, and it's gonna automatically make a script. It's gonna spawn in the assets folder, and I'm just gonna drag it into the scripts folder. So now you open the script in whatever text editor you have. I'm personally using Visual Studio, and you're gonna have this. I don't really need the start and update things, but you can keep them if you want. You can get rid of them. And so in here, what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna do public animator anim, and then semicolon. And so that's gonna make, in the inspector of the script, that's gonna make an animator thingy here. Now, well, another thing you can do is if you don't want it to be public, you can make it private, but before it you can put serialize field. I don't know if I spelled that correctly, but it should still appear in the inspector. Yeah, it still appears in the inspector, except it's no longer public, so it can't be accessed through like other scripts. So if you don't want it to be accessed like that, you can do serialized field and then private. That does the same thing basically. And so now in the start, or well, wherever you want to happen, you could do. Oh wait, I forgot the variable. Basically, in the animator, you actually have to do one more thing. You have to create an empty state, or whatever animation you want to happen automatically. I'm the person who make it an empty state, and you have to right-click it and set as layer default state. So that's gonna make this animation, which is empty, happen automatically. And you're gonna do make transition to the cube animation, and then make another transition backwards. Uh, you don't need to do anything with this, but with this arrow that's pointing from the empty state to the animation, actually I'm gonna rename it to the empty state. In here, you're gonna need to make a new parameter. So here it should be either open to layers or parameters. If it's open to layers, just click on the parameters tab, and then click the plus thing, and click on bool, and then name it anim. I'm gonna name it anim. Remember this name, it's gonna be important later. And in here, in the arrow, in the conditions tab, you're gonna click add to the list, and it's gonna automatically add the variable. But if it doesn't, just select anim and true. So if this variable is true, then it's gonna start doing the animation. But if it's false, then it's not gonna do the animation. So let's check if it works. Right now it's not selected to be true, and it's not doing the animation. And when I select it, it started doing the animation. Except it kind of looks weird because it like teleports, because the empty state teleports it back to like 0, 0, I think. But yeah, you can like change what the empty state is. You can like make a new animation for the empty state. Basically, in the script, now all you need to do to change the boolean is write anim dot set bool quotation marks, and then the name of the variable. For me it's anim, then this and true, and then semicolon. I don't need the update thing, so I'm gonna delete it. And so this, now it should make it at the start. You can put this anywhere, it's gonna work. Like if you make it so that when you press space it does an animation, you can put it in the update, and then if space pressed, then change the variable to true, and then change it to false. Yeah, don't forget to change it to false like after you do animation, or it's just gonna start doing it like over and over again. But for me, I'm just gonna make it automatically set it to true. And so now when I go back to the code, when even if I disable this anim, I double clicked it. Even if I disable the boolean, it still gets turned on. It's still on right now. So that's how you make an animation happen. Now you can also like add an animation to this. Like if I want the cube to be like if I want the animation to happen smoother and not just teleport randomly, I'm gonna make a new animation here. I'm gonna call it default state. You might not have to do this. It just, for me, the coordinates it gets teleported to are different than the coordinates that I need it to teleport to. Like it teleports away from the animation. But basically, in the animator, in the empty state, just put the animation in, and then in the animation, basically just copy the coordinates of the where it's supposed to be into the default state, and just don't even like make any changes. Just keep it like this. Now it should be smoother because it's not gonna like start teleporting. Yeah, so that's basically it for the video. This is how to make a simple animation in Unity. Bye guys, subscribe, and yeah, okay, goodbye.